Hi everyone, this video is going to be a clarification about the difference between the use your ear method and other ear training methods that you also might have tried in the past or that you're looking forward to try. This is a clarification that I think is needed because we are receiving a few comments, a few emails from people that might enjoy our free content and might be seeing that we are helping other students, but they don't really understand how and if they could benefit from our method. Maybe they've also practiced ear training in the past without seeing good results, and so they might think that this method is going to not be effective for them as those other methods that they've tried. So to begin with, this is not usually the case. The vast majority of our students come from other ear training methods and come from not being satisfied with the results that they got from those methods, and when they start to practice following our method, they get noticeable improvements right away, and they see that they can build their skills in a gradual and effective way, and so they see the path to success and they achieve success. So of course there are many differences between our method and other ear training methods. Otherwise these improvements wouldn't be possible. So in this video you will find a list of the most important differences between the use your ear method and any other ear training methods that's available today. And this could also be useful if you're a beginner in ear training and you've never practiced it before, so that a beginner like you could really understand how a method like ours could really help you develop great ear training skills faster and more easier compared to other methods which might not be designed also for beginners. So before we go on with the video, please hit the like button below, subscribe to our channel if you're interested in ear training, because there's a lot of content, a lot of free tutorials that are already available on our channel and that are going to be published soon, so I'm sure that you don't want to miss them. Lastly, I also suggest you to check out our free 3-hour-long workshop. You can register to it by clicking on the link in the description section below. This is a free online workshop which is full of actionable content, and it will allow you to understand how to really practice your training in the best way possible. So don't miss out on it and make sure to check it out. Okay, let's get back to the main topic of the video. So here is one of the main differences between our method and other ear training methods. At the moment, the use your ear method is the only ear training method to be based on scientific findings, rigorous scientific findings. This means that the core concepts behind our method, our exercises, and everything we include in our courses are all based on serious scientific findings. By the way, I won't bother you here with all the scientific findings because I've made a specific video where I included all the most important scientific findings that are at the core of our method. You will find a link to that video up here and in the description section below. That being said, those scientific findings show very well why some of the most commonly used ear training methods, like the interval method for example, are not an effective way to practice ear training. So don't miss out on that video. Make sure to check it out, and in the description section of that video you will also find all the links to these relevant scientific studies. The second important thing to understand is that our method is not only based on those scientific studies. It's actually also based on our real-world experience in teaching ear training to hundreds of students one-on-one in the latest 5 to 6 years. So we've gained a lot of experience applying our method, testing different ideas, testing a lot of different exercises, and so this is how we were able to improve and fine-tune our method over and over. So it's not that we woke up one day and we had the perfect method. So we started with a good idea, with a good core concept, and then we built on it and we improved it with the experience that we gained from working with hundreds of students one-on-one. The third very important thing that makes our method stand out from other ear training methods is that we take into account all the subskills that are related to developing great ear training skills. And this is not a trivial thing, because most ear training methods don't take into account some very important subskills, and without those kind of subskills you can't perform some important ear training tasks like melodic dictation or chord progression recognition or other things like that. For example, one of these subskills is short-term musical memory. Actually, I've never seen an ear training method being aware of the fact that an underdeveloped short-term musical memory is an issue for, I would say, 95% of ear training students. So this is a very important thing, because without enough short-term musical memory skills, you're not able to perform melodic dictation exercises. You're not able to recognize melodies and notes by ear effortlessly, quickly, and in a way that allows you to apply your skills in real musical contexts. So this is a very important skill. I've made a video about it, and you will find the link up here to it or in the description section below. You should absolutely watch that video if you don't know what short-term musical memory is and what kind of an impact it has on your melodic recognition skills and other skills too. But there are also very important subskills that are neglected by other ear training methods. Some methods neglect even tonic retention and tonic recognition skills. This is the case of the interval method, for example, which also neglect the existence of short-term musical memory skills and neglect its importance. Other ear training approaches neglect chord progression recognition skills, which are indeed also very important for our melodic recognition skills. And so, as you can see, this is a complicated topic. A lot of subskills interact with each other, and if you have all the subskills well developed, your training skills will really benefit a lot from that. Whereas most of the time, if you're kind of an intermediate student, you might be able to do some sort of tasks, to perform some sort of tasks, but you might feel stuck in other tasks. And this is because you lack in a specific subskill, or you lack in a couple specific subskills. And so by correcting and by practicing specific exercises that tackle and help you develop that or those specific subskills, you will improve immediately and very fast. Unfortunately, this is something that other ear training methods don't take into account at all. The fourth difference between our method and other ear training methods is that our method includes a ton of new exercises that you haven't found anywhere else. And this is not just about creating new exercises because it's good to create new exercises. All of these exercises are built with a very specific purpose in mind. So in other words, each one of these exercises are specifically focused toward the development of one or more specific subskills. And this comes with a ton of benefits actually, because thanks to these exercises, you're going to isolate the problem and work only on the specific skill you need to work on. And this is a very, very important thing to do, because you don't want to waste energy or time in things that you don't actually need. So having exercises that allow you to isolate and work only a very specific subskill, which is being problematic to you, definitely allows you to improve much faster and to be a lot more efficient in your ear training practice than working on a lot of random things without really understanding and without being able to put all of your effort and mental energy on solving a specific issue. So this is a very important thing that we do in our method, and that it's not usually done by other ear training methods. It's a little bit like going to the gym and working only on developing a specific set of muscles that you need to develop the most. That's how you get a great body, how you get in shape, okay? So you don't go to the gym and do random exercises because you want to do some exercises. You go in and you work on things that you need to work on in order to develop the muscles that you need to, or the abilities that you want to have, okay? Moreover, each one of these exercises comes with a very detailed set of explanation that will really guide you in having the right thought process and in taking the right step-by-step mental action that are needed to properly perform the exercise, so that you won't get stuck in practicing the exercise using the wrong thought process. This could seem a small detail, but it's not. We're clearly seeing that most of the time a student gets stuck, it's because they're not really following the exact mental process that we describe in the lessons. And these clearly laid out instructions on how to properly approach the exercise will allow you to avoid all of the ineffective thought processes that people usually end up using. For example, if you've practiced the interval year training in the past, you will likely tend to use that way of thinking, which is very, very different from the thought process that we suggest you to adopt. That being said, having all of these new exercises, which they all have their own specific purpose, would be completely useless if we wouldn't have laid them out in the proper, gradual, step-by-step order. And this is the fifth and biggest difference between the use your ear method and other ear training methods. To succeed at ear training, it's 100% crucial to follow a proper step-by-step approach and to practice the exercises that are adequate to your current skill level. And the reason why this is the case is very simple, because developing your training skills is like building a pyramid of skills. You can't absolutely develop the top level skill if you are not able to perform the basic tasks. So the main reason why students get stuck is because they follow ear training methods that are asking them to practice exercises that are too difficult for their current level. And this is the case for the interval method, for example. Interval exercises are very advanced exercises. And this is absolutely not taken into account by your training teachers and your training courses that suggest students to go practice interval-based exercises right at the beginning of their practice. As a consequence, these students get stuck, frustrated, and they can't improve by any means. This is what happened to me and what happened to a lot of our students. So just remember that ear training skills are like a pyramid. You must have a very solid foundation in order to develop further skills and more complex skills, okay? So for example, you can't develop the ability to recognize melodies in a complex harmonic context like, I don't know, a complex jazz piece with a ton of key shifts, chromaticisms and modulation and, I don't know, substitutions, etc. If you're not able to recognize Twinkle Twinkle Little Star by ear without helping yourself with any instrument. So this is something that you absolutely have to go through. You have to start from the foundation. So be able to match a pitch with your voice, be able to sing the scale. I can't tell you how many times a student came to me and asked me if he could develop, I don't know, the ability to recognize like every piece of Bartok in like by ear immediately without even thinking. And he wasn't able to even sing the major scale or to match a pitch with his voice. This can't be done. You need to go through the steps. You need to learn to sing the scale, have a basic perception of the tonality, have tonic recognition skills, have pitch matching skills, and then you go on from that and you go work on melodies and melodic dictation and chord progression recognition. And after you can do that, you can go on more complex harmonic context bit by bit. You need to go through each step in which these skills naturally develop. In the use your ear method, we do exactly that. We show you what are the right exercises for you based on your current situation, based on your current level, so that at any given time in your learning process, you will have the tasks that are perfectly adequate to you. We will never ask you to perform something that's too difficult. And if it's too difficult, it's because you have to go back and practice on previous exercises. And this is how a learning process should be. You shouldn't get stuck and frustrated like it happens with most of your training methods. You should always have the ability to understand why you're stuck and frustrated, and then what you should do to get unstuck and move on. And that's a very important benefit that you will find by following our method, because we have developed the best, most efficient, and most effective step-by-step ear training approach available today. Again, it's not that we woke up one day and we magically had the step-by-step method in front of us. No, we started by researching and looking at the scientific findings. We started there, and then with years of experience, we tested different things, we understood what worked and what didn't work, and we fine-tuned it over and over. We improved it for years. And that's how we were able to make it as efficient as it is today. The sixth important thing that makes Use Your Ear stand out from its competition is that we adopt a never-growing mindset. What does this mean exactly? Well, basically from what I've just told you, you might think, oh, well, they think they have the perfect method. It's not exactly the case. That's not what we think. We think that the use your ear method is the most efficient, most effective ear training method available. Not only because it helps you get the results that you want faster than other methods, but also because it helps you get better results. You learn how to recognize melodies and chords and apply these skills quickly and effortlessly without rational thinking to be involved. Whereas other methods are not like that. They aren't focused on helping you develop intuitive ear training skills that you can apply in real music in real time without any effort. You can check out the link to our testimonial page in the description section below. You will find hundreds of students saying the same thing, saying that this method has been much more effective than any other method that they have tried in the past and that is available today. So we're not making it up. It's a lot of people who have tried it out are thinking the same thing that we think. And this is why we believe it, because we've seen tremendous improvement. People that went from not being able to do anything to recognize chords and melodies by ear in 1 month, 2 months. And we have videos of some of those improvements. Unfortunately, we don't have all of them, but we have recorded some of those lessons. And you will find all of these videos in the testimonial page along with the opinions of our students. So check it out if you don't believe me. That's not exactly what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to say is that we really believe that this method is the best ear training method available today. Does this mean that we think it's perfect? No, we don't think it's the perfect method. And we don't think that the perfect ear training method will ever exist. Because ear training is an infinitely complex subject. So we will never end to find new things to understand this matter more in depth and to improve our teaching. And that's what we do on a daily basis. Thanks to our platform, our students can submit comments and ask for clarifications or give feedback to us of any kind. So these feedback, these comments are what allows us to continue to improve our method, to tweak some exercises, to maybe add different exercises or maybe swap some exercises because maybe we see that some students are having difficulties with some aspect, etc. This, along with the one-on-one lessons that we do on a daily basis, are allowing us to develop an incredible amount of experience. We have 1,500 students inside the course. So an amount of students like that really starts to have a significant statistical value. And this gives us a tremendous experience that in turn we can use to improve our courses, our method, and everything that we offer you. So this is why you can't compare a course like ours to an ear training app that you can buy for $5 and the guy who sold you that app doesn't even know that you bought it. So you can understand that there's a big difference between our method, our courses, our services, and most of the ear training related services you find elsewhere online. Moreover, we really care about our students' results. For this reason, we always reply to every comment our students leave inside our platform. We have a qualified teacher that replies to every comment that we receive on a daily basis. And this is not something that's provided by most ear training related services. But this is very important because you can get stuck for a very silly, tiny thing, and just replying to a comment will help you get unstuck and move on. And so that's another reason why we think including this service is needed. Even though it's not super easy to get, because we need to have a qualified teacher who is very good at ear training and who is also able to understand how our method works and how to fix the issues that the students are experiencing. So as you can understand, it's rare to find a person like that, and it's not cheap. because it needs a lot of expertise. But it's for sure a very important additional benefit that you get by subscribing to our courses and that you probably can't get in other ear training related services. So these are 6 big differences between the use your ear method and other ear training methods. I hope everything is clear to you. If you have some questions, of course, you can leave comments down below. If you're already a student of the Use Your Ear course, you can leave a comment below with your opinions and tell us if you agree with what we said or if you don't. That being said, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like to this video, check all the links in the description section below. Below, you can also find the link to our free 3-hour-long workshop where you will find a lot of useful exercises and you will receive practical indications of what you should do based on your current level, plus many other important things. Just check it out. It's free and it's full of valuable content. Lastly, you can check out our website where you will find the Use Your Ear course, which is available right now, and you can sign up to it if you want. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.